soon. I'm your host, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Prime Time Wrestling, where we feature the superstars of the World Wrestling Federation. In fact, the greatest professional athletes in the world today. Yes. Who? Oh, Mean Gene.
Oh, I've done it again.
Unbelievable. What an unexpected surprise. Welcome.
Gorilla, I can't tell you. You know, I got a call from Art Modell, Cleveland Browns. They want me to play quarterback or wide receiver.
Either way, well, fine.
Yeah. I would play for Minnesota, but I don't know who owns the franchise.
Hey, what do you just walk out here when you feel like it?
Boy, it certainly is an unexpected pleasure to have you here.
Well,
hey, somebody get me the
your
director
kind of schedule.
out here
I know
right
what
now.
your schedule
Yeah.
is.
Guys don't
See,
walk
I'll tell
out
you
here.
what, I'd love to have you join me if you could one of these days on All-American Wrestling.
It'd be a pleasure.
Did you
On the
say hello
USA
to me or
cable.
anything, the
It'd
host
be my
here?
pleasure.
Well, it's good
Absolutely.
seeing you.
Good to see you.
How's
Drop
Maria
by.
and the kids?
Oh, great. Just drop by anytime.
What is
You're
this,
always
Love
welcome
Connection?
here.
All right, very
You're
good.
always welcome.
I got to have the football. I
Go
gotta
ahead.
Get back
I'll
here.
give it
Just
to you.
what about this?
Well, let me
Will
give you. Yeah, go ahead. I'll give you a
All
shot
right,
as you go by.
good seeing you again,
Good
Gorilla.
seeing you, Gene.
See you, Weasel. Very good.
Gene's going out here in the flat. Oh, he's got it. Unbelievable. Wait, what's your problem?
Oh, nothing.
Oh.
Why would I have a problem on my show? Some guy comes out here, couldn't catch a cold, let alone a football. Talks to you, doesn't even extend me a handshake, everything he's done to me, then leaves and
You
calls
mean
me a
after
weasel.
all the bad mouthing you've been doing about him, you expect it to...
Gorilla, catch.
Yo, got it. Coming. Got it, Brain. Right on the telephone. See if you check your phone out, make sure it works. What a lineup we have for you here this week on Primetime Wrestling. Our feature bout, of
You
course,
broke my phone.
George the Animal Steel taking on your man who gets no respect, referring to the king.
What's the rest of this 2 hours going to be like?
I don't know. Anything could happen here on Prime. This is Thursday, don't forget.
I know what day it is.
Sure.
Hate this day.
You had a bad week, didn't you? You got a worse weekend coming up. Is it working?
It's smashed.
You're in deep
Something's wrong with
trouble. We've got some stars here. Some of your stars joining us this week as
Live?
well.
Is that you going to any more surprises?
Well, you never know what's going to happen.
another
Right now,
4-foot
we're going to start
quarterback
off with
coming
our
out here?
opening match. The Rock, the magnificent Morocco, taking on the big cowboy, Ron Bass.
Is there a payphone?
Go to ringside.
This bout is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Houston, Texas, weighing in at an even 300 pounds, the outlaw, Ron Bass. And his opponent from Sunset Beach, Hawaii, weighing 278 pounds, the Rock, Magnificent Morocco.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Rockford, Illinois at the Metro Center. Bruce Pritchard at ringside, along with Mike McGurk, and a tremendous matchup in the ring. The outlaw Ron Bass battling the Rock, the Magnificent Morocco, Mike.
That's right, Bruce, and this is one time I don't think the whip is going to ever intimidate the Rock Morocco.
Well, there was a good shot there earlier of Betsy, the ever-present whip of the outlaw Ron Bass, and a good shot of the Rock, Magnificent Morocco, and he certainly is a rock.
He is built.
Collar and elbow, the outlaw Ron Bass backs the Magnificent One up against the ropes. The referee now trying to interject, but the Rock fighting right back and takes the outlaw right back into the middle of the squared circle. And now Morocco back the outlaw in, and the outlaw with the knee into the midsection scoop slam. And an elbow by the outlaw Ron Bass, and Ron Bass is a very tough customer, Mike.
Now you have to give him credit to even step inside the ring with Don Morocco. But he also has bully tactics. I think of him as a bully. I don't think he can back up much when it comes to competition like Morocco.
Well, Ron Bass, a very tough customer, as is the Rock, Don Morocco. Don Morocco seems to be somewhat of a loner now since his bust up with the ace, Cowboy Bob Orton. Whip into the turnbuckle as Bass sends the Rock flying across the ring.
They've had a lot of tag team turmoil in the World Wrestling Federation as of late. And of course, you know the one here that we're watching, Morocco and Orton. And I wonder if Orton's watching this week.
I'm sure he is. Scoop slam by the Rock, the Magnificent One, Don Morocco. And now we see the outlaw Ron Bass going for a little bit higher ground, Mike.
He's going to lower ground and he's gasping for breath. That's the only reason he's out there. He's used to bullying everybody else, but he's met his match here.
Well, Don Morocco's certainly not a man to be bullied easily.
Not at all. Not at all. I don't think you can push Morocco, the likes of Morocco, around. Not only has wrestling ability, he has tremendous strength.
Yes, indeed. Now the outlaw Ron Bass seems to be trying to buy a little bit of time.
Yeah, that's just like him.
There are no timeouts in professional wrestling, and the Magnificent One, The Rock himself, is not about to grant the outlaw. There's Betsy in the corner, and Ron Bass may wish that he had that extra advantage of Betsy in the ring with him right now.
And the capacity crowd here this week wants Morocco to get this guy.
Oh, knee into the back that time by The Rock. Sends Bass into the ropes and a vicious forearm right to the small of the back that time.
He's going to think twice, Bruce, before he gets into the ring ever again with Morocco.
Indeed, The Rock again sending the outlaw in, trying to scoop him up, and drops the outlaw right on the knee.
And look where he goes again for help. He goes outside of the ring. He can't take this.
Well, the outlaw, once again, going on out to a little bit safer ground on the outside of the ring there, Mike. And capacity crowd here at Rockford, Illinois. A great crowd on hand to witness the World Wrestling Federation, the greatest in wrestling action.
I bet he wished he had Betsy. That's the only thing that he stands behind, that whip.
And The Rock now getting this capacity crowd behind him, and they are showing their support of the Magnificent One.
They can see a coward. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, he wants mercy, but he's not about to give anybody else mercy when he's dishing it out.
And Morocco not about to issue one bit of mercy to the outlaw Ron Bass as he whips him right across the ring into the turnbuckles once again. Backbreaker that time by Magnificent Morocco, and he's going for the cover. Only two.
Yeah, and again, Bruce, this guy goes outside of the ring.
One more time, and the Magnificent One, The Rock.
If I was The Rock, I'd go out and get him and get it over with. But I'm not, so I'll leave it to The Rock.
Don Morocco patiently waiting inside as you see the outlaw Ron Bass trying to catch a breather on the outside of the ring and making his way slowly back into the squared circle.
Yeah, there's another thing that I'm thinking of also, Bruce, is he going out as a tactic. Maybe not so much as a coward, but he's using this as a tactic to frustrate Morocco.
Maybe a little bit of a psychological play there that time. And this capacity crowd here again, they're really getting behind The Rock. And you see Ron Bass down on two knees, and Morocco not about to let up. Kick into the midsection. And slams his face right into that hard canvas.
It couldn't hurt his face.
Well, that time the outlaw slipped out of the front face lock, and now capitalizing and putting the boots to The Rock. Both men starting to show the wear of this grueling match. A hard-fought match, two tremendous athletes in there. Right hand by the outlaw, Ron Bass. And now, Mike, the outlaw introduces The Rock to the outside, and he goes right out after him.
I wonder if this is a tactic of his. Of course. Yes, there he goes.
Right into that ring post, that hard ring post. The outlaw sends The Rock, and again rams that shoulder right into the ring post.
That's probably what he had planned all along.
Yes, indeed. And now the outlaw getting a breather on the inside of the ring is a Magnificent One. Still wrapped around the ring post on the outside.
These guys have been going at it in the capacity crowd. They're into this match just as well as I am. I want to see a winner out of this, and it's not Bass that I want to see.
Indeed, Don Morocco not in a good way on the outside as the outlaw one more time takes him out. A right hand right into the throat area of Don Morocco. And again, the outlaw Outlaw rams The Rock right into that corner ring post. And Morocco has got to be thinking twice now, Mike.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what exactly. He's going to have to outmaneuver this Bass. He's got to. This guy's getting the lead on him now. He's going to shake it off. You see Morocco shaking it off. Get a clear head, get on top of this guy, and get a win.
The Outlaw Ron Bass somewhat confident on the inside of the ring as Morocco starting to make his way back in, only to be bet by a barrage of kicks and punches by the Outlaw.
You know, he's got the name The Rock, and he's got to be. You don't go up against a Rock like this and go down as a loser. You're up against a Rock.
And the Outlaw still punishing Morocco on the outside of the ring. And The Rock trying to shake it off as the Outlaw Ron Bass once again meets him halfway.
This just might be food for thought for Morocco, and it is. He comes back with a great punch to Bass.
Blow into the midsection by The Rock as he makes his way back into the square circle. Right hand.
Yes. I think you can tell, Bruce, I'm biased in this match. I'd like to see The Rock take care of this Bass.
Big elbow by Don Morocco. And the tide seems to turn as Morocco lays a knee right into the forehead of the Outlaw. Off the ropes, forearm into the head, and once again, another tactic by Bass, and this time Morocco right out after him.
That's what I like to see. Fight fire with fire, and he's got it. Yes.
And Morocco going after the Outlaw as they carry this match to the concrete floor, and the Outlaw back into the ring and closely followed by The Rock.
Absolutely, Morocco is hot on his trail with the referee caught in between, Bruce.
And the referee trying to stop these two huge men from brawling, and there isn't anything that's about to stop them. And The Rock fires out at the Outlaw Ron Bass, and once again, Bass finds higher ground on the outside of the ring.
This is great. Oh, there it goes.
The referee has signaled for the bell. They're still going at it on the outside, and Morocco sends Bass right into that corner.
I have to give credit to Bass has stayed right with Morocco. Surprising. Yeah, and he goes, look at this. Goes for Betsy.
Morocco on the inside of the ring. We're waiting for the official decision as Bass makes his way into the ring with Betsy.
Yeah, we'll just show Mr. Bass here, Morocco says. He's going to get a little even here. That's right.
The Rock evening up the score with a steel chair. And let's go to ringside for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official decision on this bout. The referee has disqualified both wrestlers. The decision, a double disqualification.
A double disqualification as the referee cannot control The Rock and the Outlaw and disqualifies both men. And Morocco inviting the Outlaw back, but I don't think the Outlaw wants any more of The Rock. Bruce Pritchard along with Mike McGurk. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Well, that certainly didn't prove anything. What did you do with the Pile Driver album I had up here?
I didn't see it.
What do you mean you didn't see it? It was sticking right up there.
No, this is going to be here. My magazine. My pictures. I'm going to put this up here.
Why would you want to put that up there?
Hottest selling item going.
Yeah, why? Because there's some very interesting articles inside that magazine.
Never looked
You
inside.
wouldn't know. You never got by the cover.
Why would you go any further?
Oh, please. Who picked out that particular shot to put on the cover? Do you know?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
Why didn't you pick? I've seen some pictures that. This looks like you just got the news that Orndorff fired you in this picture. Well, is it?
No.
Didn't he? Yes.
No,
yes, he did.
Yes, but he. I didn't tell you the whole story how he crawled back.
Well, why don't you go ahead and tell us the whole story right now?
Okay.
It's not a lie.
It is a lie.
Found it right on it. Keep your grubby little meat hooks off the Pile Driver album. I want it to stay up there. Take a look at a real champion for a change, instead of some of those goofs you got in your stable, including that last piece of work that you brought in, that ravishing Rick Rude.
Something, isn't he? Well, he is something.
Interesting match coming up between Sivi from the Samoan Islands against Steve Lombardi, a most interesting individual who's trying to make some waves here in the World Wrestling Federation.
This next bout is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first in the corner to my left, from Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 237 pounds, Steve Lombardi. And his opponent, from the South Pacific, weighing 240 pounds, Sivi.
Sivi against Steve Lombardi here in Beantown. Gorilla Monsoon at ringside with his lordship, Alfred Hayes, bringing you all the action and excitement that just is overwhelming here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Absolutely. This is a very difficult test here for Afi. Steve Lombardi been making excellent progress in 1987. And Sivi Afi, of course, a very well-proven wrestler. We know his capabilities.
Well, Alfred, I can remember Steve Lombardi when he first started here in the World Wrestling Federation, and he showed a lot of promise right off the bat. And you know, after you've been around as long as we have, you can tell pretty much when you see somebody a few times out of the chute whether they have it or they don't have it.
Absolutely, he needs just a little bit more experience, but I'm afraid he's biting off much more than he can chew with Sivi Afi. Afi, as we have seen in past performances here, a very capable wrestler with some good victories.
Oh, reversal with a hip lock. Catches Lombardi coming in full speed ahead. What a matchup. Just about even in size and strength, but I think the experience edge would have to go. What is this? The Duke.
Looks like the Duke coming here after his win.
The Duke coming.
Pardon?
What is
are you
it, Duke?
doing trying to give Lenny Poffo some inside information on me? I can do your job better than you can think you can do my job.
What are you talking about, Duke?
What can
I
you
can
do?
do whatever you can do even better.
Well, you had a nice victory this evening. That was very nice, Duke.
Oh, yeah?
You did very well.
Oh, you're trying to sweet-talk me now, yeah?
Why are you out here, Duke?
I'm out here to talk. I'm out here to give an honest opinion of what's going on in that ring. A better opinion than Lord Alfred Hayes and you and him both put together. That's what I'm here to do.
He's
and if you don't like it, you're jumping a lake.
He's trying to tell us something, Alfred.
I think he is. I think he's trying to tell us
Are you saying that you've been sent out here to...
I have been out here to give an honest and frank opinion of what's going on in that ring.
Oh, would you
Well,
like...
I tell you what, I'll give
You
him a
can do
chance.
Lord Alfred Hayes.
I'll give you a try. You come and take these
It's about time.
and have a go.
It's about
You
time.
may be making a big mistake, Alfred. You're leaving me with this wild man here? Big slam by Lombardi as his lordship has gotten up and took the headset
Same
off.
waste of Sunday, Buster.
Well, here I sit with the
Duke
crazed look in the eye of Duke Doherty here in Beantown. What exactly, what do you think you can lend to this broadcast, Duke?
What I can lend to this broadcast is a lot of insight. More insight than Lord Alfred Hayes can. I can do something a lot better than he can. I can describe what's going on in the ring.
That certainly remains to be seen. Right now, at this particular point in time, inside the squared circle, Sivi Afi in control of this one with a nice arm wringer here, wrist lock.
Temporarily.
Now, are you out here to be unbiased, or obviously
I am
you're...
definitely going to give an unbiased opinion, Gino.
Well, why did you say temporarily then?
Well, I sure the man isn't going to hold that hold all night long.
Okay. Look at this, Sivi up over the top. Lombardi right, nice clothesline.
You could feel that all the way to the border.
Steve Lombardi coming out of there with a shot right out of the bullpen with a nice clothesline. Lowering the boom. I think you insulted his lordship. You're only a duke, you know. He's a lord.
And I have a lot more power than a lord. A duke is number one. I am number one. You've seen how great I am, Gino.
Once again, that remains to be seen. Oh, planted one right in the lower abdomen. Overhooks the leg. Could be all over here. Nope. Sivi came out the back door as Lombardi couldn't quite hook that leg down. Reverse chin lock now.
Notice the look of determination on my body face there.
Well, Steve Lombardi, as we were mentioning earlier on in this match, his lordship and myself, that he's come a long way since his inception here in the World Wrestling Federation. As you have come a long way, I might add.
Gorilla, his lordship and I are in two different categories.
I know.
I am number one.
He has a lot of class, and you have a lot of class as well, but it's all low.
Oh, no, Gorilla, I always talk to you with respect. Honest respect.
Can you imagine the audacity of the Duke coming out there and actually shoving his lordship right out of the broadcast position?
You shoving Al around?
His lordship, Alfred Hayes, not Al.
Oh, he wants to be on Alfred.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting conclusion of this matchup between Offie and Lombardi.
Crazy Al.
Exactly as I said I would.
I don't know who sent him down there. I asked the commandant if it was all right for him to be there, and he sort of nodded in approval.
You hear the heels click?
Yeah, I did. So I knew everything had to be kosher. Well, let's go back to ringside in Beantown and the Duke. Reverse chinlock still holding on by Steve Lombardi. It was only a joke, Duke.
Sure, a joke. I bet a joke. You're always giving me a number, Gorilla. Always.
Didn't I congratulate you on your first win not too long ago here in Beantown?
Yes, and I have retired.
You have retired?
Exactly as I said I would.
Lombardi in control of this one. If you can say that at any particular point in time, this one has turned around a half a dozen times already. Offie now down on the concrete, not the place to be here in Beantown.
Lombardi has done a number on his opponent.
I understand that you didn't have to take a cab or anything. You live within walking distance of the Boston Garden, don't you?
I am the Duke. I am from Boston.
I understand that.
Born and bred in Boston.
I'm just trying to put a perspective on where you live in relation to the Boston Garden.
This is my home, away from home.
Did you or did you not walk here?
Almost.
Okay. Lombardi in control, referee admonishing him, but of course after the fact doesn't do a whole lot of good then.
Offie's having a difficult time, it seems.
He's coming back.
Well, Lombardi is up there. He's a man of tower of strength. Look at this determination in his face.
Steve Lombardi definitely in control. Going to bring him back in the hard way. Suplex from the outside. Oh, he didn't quite get the leverage he wanted on that, Duke.
That does a stunning number on the back.
Sitting right next to me to my left is the bell ringer here, who just about rang the bell. He thought this one was over.
You came pretty close, but you never can tell.
He doesn't watch that hammer. He'll be ringing my bell.
Lombardi is just
Oh, look at that. What do you call that, Duke?
He's just telling Offie a few little things, what he's going to do to him.
He's biting him.
Yeah, Offie didn't like. I didn't see no bite.
No place for that in the world of professional sports.
The man was just whispering something in his ear.
Offie in trouble.
Just shaking the cobwebs. He's just trying to shake his brain up a little.
Lombardi didn't do his homework, though, Duke.
Well, Offie's one of them islanders, you know.
Poked him right in the eye.
But Lombardi got pretty smart quick, didn't he?
Lombardi with a big right hand uppercut.
Offie's wishing he was back on the islands right now.
Reversal. Lombardi hard into the corner. Nice. Hip lock out of there. Scoop slam. Whoop. Drove him down into the canvas.
Lombardi feels that back pain right now.
Did you hear that, Duke? Lombardi said, please don't. He's begging.
Lombardi is a gentleman.
Well, at least he said, please.
I can hear them chops all the way down here.
Oh, beautiful clothesline by Offie.
Lombardi's bell is ringing.
Sivi on the second turnbuckle on the inside. Oh, what a headbutt. That could be all she wrote right there. 1, 2. Nope.
Lombardi, like a true champion, he's always got that second win.
Suplex coming up. Well executed by Offie. Another headbutt, this time to the sternum. 2 count, and once again, Lombardi sneaks out the back door.
Lombardi's got that second win.
Doesn't look too good to me right now, dude. Reversal in there.
How's that?
High cross body. Oh, look at the momentum of Lombardi. Takes him over. It's over.
Gorilla, how'd you like that?
Big upset victory here in Beantown as Steve Lombardi uses some gray matter to get the fall on Sivi.
Here is your winner, Steve Lombardi.
Lombardi chalking up a big victory here. I don't know, in anybody's book, I would consider this a big upset, dude.
I would consider Lombardi one of the ring generals of the business.
Well, unfortunately, he doesn't resemble that remark. Let's go back and take a look. Here's how it all went down.
Watch Lombardi.
Nice reversal here. Now watch a high cross body by Sivi, and look at Lombardi as he goes down. Got that momentum going, hooks the leg at the same time. Cardinal mistake made by the ring veteran, Sivi. We'll be back with more action. The Duke and the Gorilla here at ringside. We'll be back. What a feather in the cap of Lombardi to get a victory. That's an upset in my book over Afi.
Well, I don't like to slap myself on the back, but he had asked me earlier in that week, his match comes Sivi, what he could do. I says, try to get him to cross body it, because he's one of those guys that likes to use that move. Well, told Lombardi how to.
Well, just remember that a pat on the back is only 18 inches away from a kick in the pants.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you know, if the shoe fits, put it on. That's what I always say. You know. You're lost, aren't you?
Well, you know,
phone's not working. Nothing's
no, it doesn't
working
work.
for
I
you.
sent out for another one.
You sent out for another one.
And a repair
What do you think this is? A fast food? What do you think this is? Bundy's? One of Bundy's hangouts? Or hang-ups? Which is it with King Kong?
What, a hang-up?
We have a special interview lined up for you folks. We're going to be dealing with, in this interview, with one of the hottest teams ever to come here to the World Wrestling
Oh, the
Federation.
Islanders, huh?
No. Strike Force. Let's go to the interview, please.
All right, I thank you, Bobby Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon. We'll continue with more primetime wrestling here in just a moment. Oh, by the way, Gorilla, I had an opportunity to inspect that palatial estate of Bobby Heenan's out in Beverly Hills, California. What a shack. Got a few bucks tied up in that. Tito Santana, Rick Martel, come on in. Welcome to Primetime Wrestling. Gentlemen, Strike Force is together. Rick, you've got to explain. I know a lot of people saw it, but you've got to explain how it all happened.
You know, we always say sometimes that everything happens for the best, and I believe it more than ever, you know, because I was in a very bad situation in the past, you know, when I was left alone against the Islanders by myself. You know, my friend Tito not only came to my rescue, but accepted to be my partner, you know, and together we formed the Strike Force, and it feels great, you know, and yes, that was the best thing ever happened to me.
All right, I recall in front of a national television audience, Rick Martel, I believe you just put your hand out, and all of a sudden...
Just like this, baby.
There it was, Tito Santana.
That's
now
right,
we've got
Daddy.
the Strike Force.
That's exactly how it happened, Mean Gene. You know, he didn't really have to beg me. I was itching to be asked because I saw what was taking place, Mean Gene. I couldn't take it any longer. The Islanders, you had me up to here, my man, trying to get rid of my man, Rick Martel. You know, when you make a team, you set goals, Mean Gene. Ultimately, we will be the world champions, the world tag team champions, because that's our goal and that's what we're working for. But first, there's a team that's got to pay some dues, Mean Gene. The Islanders, you have done all the damage that needs to be done. Now it's payback time. And this is going to be fun.
Yes, sir.
Is it going to be fun taking care of those Islanders and hopefully maybe help them pack their bags and send them back to where are they from?
They're from the South Pacific. That's neither here nor there. They're managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan. I know that for a fact. Get ready. Islanders, these two men are charging. Ultimately, Strike Force wants to become the World Tag Team Champions.
Say about it, Brain. I know that the Strike Force is holding you directly responsible. You're the brains behind the Islanders. Those two guys were lost in a phone booth the other night. Without you to direct them and tell them which way to go and who to attack, they'd be in a lot of trouble. And you haven't heard the last from Tito Santana and Rick Martel.
I haven't heard anything from him. I can't understand the guy. He can't even laugh in English. Amigo.
Another guy that deserted you, Bam Bigelow. Special report on him coming up right now from our
Deserted
colleague,
me?
Craig DeGeorge.
Hello again, everyone. One of the hottest issues in recent times here in the World Wrestling Federation has been, of course, the battle for Bam Bam. Every manager nearly drooling over the prospect of inking Bigelow, a 400-pounder with terrific wrestling skills and a menacing touch. And that's just the start of things. Then, as you recall, we heard boasting. Johnny V, Slick, Fuji, Heenan, and Hart, somehow they had all cracked a deal with Bam Bam. Well, one by one, we found out that wasn't the case. Jesse the Body Ventura dished out the bad news to 4 of the managers, and that left one in a pretty good mood.
Yep, oh yeah, I told you. That's it, that's right, I told everybody that I was gonna have Bam Bam Bigelow. Now, didn't I tell you?
Ah, but moods can change pretty quickly, and they did. After all, there was nothing official and no word at all from Bigelow himself. Nothing concrete until this interview, and talk about a startler.
Let me tell you something, man. You are not my manager. You would never be my manager if you were the last slime ball on the face of the earth, man.
Baby, we got it all figured out. What's the deal?
You and your commie friend better get out of my face now. Who you think you are, you ugly American? I can take you anytime, any place. Oh, yeah? Yeah. How about that? Hey. Oh, my goodness.
The challenge was issued quickly and accepted just as quickly. Last week, Bigelow faced Nikolai Volkov.
Now we'll see if Bam Bam can take it. We know he can dish it out. Let's see if he can take it. Oh.
Roundhouse right. Goodbye. Cover. We got it. You know, it doesn't matter to us if it's a big Russian Nikolai Volkov, or it doesn't matter if it's a one-man gang. They're all going to go down in time. And Bobby Heenan, any member of your family, anytime, any place, brother. And I want everybody out there to remember one thing. When you play with fire...
Well, you might say the Slickster found that out firsthand. With Update, I'm Craig DeGeorge.
Not only didn't you end up with Bam Bam Bigelow, now he's a threat to every member in your family.
I didn't want Bam Bam Bigelow. I did that as a ploy to shake up the other managers. That's all. Oh, this guy could be dangerous. He's going to be very dangerous. But if I had him, I'd skyrocket to the top. He's not going anyplace that red-faced frog he's hanging with.
Recently, here in the World Wrestling Federation, some strange things have been going on, especially between the reigning Intercontinental Champion, the Honky Tonk Man, and the former champion, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. This thing is coming to a boil.
Hello, everyone. Who is the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time? Well, if you ask the Honky Tonk Man or Jimmy Hart, it probably won't be hard to guess their answer. But if you ask other people, you probably get as many opinions as there are rhinestones on an Elvis outfit. Well, Honky Tonk has gone a step farther recently in his non-stop narcissistic spew of self-praise. And he's begun to point out ex-champions by particularly naming Randy Macho Man Savage.
Some of you didn't hear what I said last week when I said I was the greatest Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion of all time. Some of the former champions are a little bit upset, I understand, namely Macho Man Randy Savage. Well, let me tell you this, Macho Man, you can't wrestle as good as I can, and you can't sing, and you sure can't dance like the Honky Tonk Man.
Well, we played that comment to Savage's manager, the lovely Elizabeth, and here's what she had to say.
Well, I really can't agree with what the Honky Tonk Man says. Plus, I don't even like his style.
As you know, Elizabeth's style and manner of communication is a bit different than the Macho Man's, and when Savage heard about Honky's outlandish statements, he responded in typical macho form. We pick it up in the locker room area.
Come on, Jimmy Hart. Where's the Honky Tonk Man, huh? Where's the Honky Tonk Man?
He's not here.
Huh?
He's not here.
Tell me something right now. Where's the Honky Tonk Man?
I don't know.
You give a message for me.
Okay.
Randy Savage. You understand that? You tell him to shut up. You tell him to shut up about me. You understand that?
I'll tell him.
Yeah, okay. You sit down there, baby.
I'll tell him.
You better shut him up.
I'll tell him.
Come on, hot dog.
He can't do this to me. Who does he think he is? I'll tell the Honky Tonk Man you're going to be sorry. I promise you this. If Honky Tonk was here, you wouldn't do this to me, Randy Savage. I'll tell you that right now. He wouldn't do this to me. I'm telling you, look at my glasses. Look at my glasses. Look at my outfit. Look at my outfit.
The Colonel really shook up there.
You know, I was standing in the hallway that
Brain,
night.
do you remember, Brain, when the Honky Tonk Man took the championship away from Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, seen back in the locker room then, the first guy to rush in the door, throw his arms around the Honky Tonk Man, congratulate him on his great victory? Who was it?
Well, I was there. So.
No, it was Savage, Macho Man Randy Savage, patting him on the back. Obviously, some heavy things have gone down since
Jealous
then.
of the man. I'm jealous of the Honky Tonk Man.
We'll be back. Plenty more action still to come here on Prime Time.
Oh, a lot of weight there with Casey. A lot of speed. Made that move possible.
Ducks underneath. Oh, look at this. Scott Casey?
Yeah.
Been around quite some time. A real professional. Got all the experience you'd ever want to have inside that squared circle.
But he's from Texas.
So what's that got to do with
Well,
it?
it's
He's
something
teaming
you
up
know.
with a guy that's from Antigua. What does that mean?
You know, guys from Texas, it's in the water. You know, they just don't.
What's in the water?
Something that damages their brain cells. They just don't think right. Anyway, go ahead.
Scott Casey, as we were saying earlier on, teaming up with Special Delivery Jones against the Shadows. Let's go back to Beantown.
Jones is bright now.
This next bout is scheduled for one fall. It is a tag team attraction with a 45-minute time limit. Introducing the tag team combination in the corner to my right, from parts unknown, weight unknown, the Shadows. And their opponents. First, from Dallas, Texas, weighing 242 pounds, Scott Casey. And his tag team partner from Antigua in the West Indies at 253 pounds, S.D. Jones.
Special Delivery Jones and Scott Casey teaming up here in Boston against the Shadows. Gorilla Monsoon at ringside with his lordship, Alfred Hayes, bringing you all the action and excitement. And they are literally standing on the top levels here, Alfred, in Beantown.
Absolutely packed to the rafters here. And what a treat is in store for them, especially in this match. One of my good old friends there, Fred Casey.
Yeah, Scott Casey, yes.
Scott Casey.
I remember the night that you referred to him as your longtime, lifetime friend, Fred Casey, when in fact his name is Scotty.
Yeah.
It was a little bit embarrassing for you.
Just a lapse of memory. And another old-time friend, it is S.D. Jones, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is.
At least I got the initials right.
From Antigua, now making his home in the city of brotherly love, about to celebrate their centennial of the Constitution of these United States, Philadelphia.
What a beautiful city, Philadelphia, too.
The big guy from the Shadow team starting off here with Scotty.
He is Shadow number 1, I presume.
I don't know. He could be Shadow number 3. There's no telling how many Shadows there are, Alfred. You know, when you wear an outfit like that, you can have 4 or 5 guys.
Oh, what a move by Casey.
Waiting in
Used
the
the referee there to make that back somersault. The referee's telling him off, but it's too late now. Fred made the move. Scott made the move there.
Referee complaining. I've seen Task Force use that on occasion. The deadly duo of Rick Martel and Tito Santana.
Yes.
Talk about a couple of high flyers.
Really. What a striking combination they are.
Atomic drop, he nailed him with it.
Oh, a lot of weight there with Casey. A lot of speed. Made that move possible.
Ducks underneath. Oh, look at this crucifix. He's got him hung up. This is a pinning combination. 1, 2, no. couldn't hold the legs down to the big guy.
Both these men moving at an alarming rate of speed. The big Shadow, he must be close to 300 pounds moving around with the speed of a 225-pounder there.
Well, you can't just be big and be effective. You have to be fast and quick and have a lot of things going for you.
Yes.
Irish whip coming up. Casey with a reversal. Right down into breadbasket. Flying head scissors. Got a little help from the top rope.
He did indeed. I thought the superior strength of Shadow number 2 or 3, as you call him, would have won the day for him there, but Scott Casey had good balance and managed to bring that hold off.
Casey holding on for all he's worth with the head scissors. The big guy might try to do a headstand here and come out of it. Well, he did. It's one way to get out.
Yes, I think that was sheer brute strength.
Well, he's right there in his corner. He might do well to just tag and get his body out of there.
Yes.
And he did, in fact.
In fact, it's a complete tag. 2 new members of the team, or 2 fresh members of the team facing each other. SD Jones, well tried, well tested, a very, very successful wrestler.
Well, you have to be in order to stay in the World Wrestling Federation as long as this guy has, Alfred.
Yes.
He's homesteading here.
He really has. But the people love him, and they should, because he's a very clean-cut wrestler, good style.
Shoulder block, down he went. Look out, SD down in front. Over the top goes number 1. Oh, he beat him to it. Shadow went for a big roundhouse right, and he hesitated momentarily. SD dropped him with a nice clothesline.
Yes, that experience showing there on behalf of the big man from Antigua. He put together 3 moves there, and that's always the hallmark of a good wrestler.
Another quick tag made. Secret to good tag team wrestling, of course, the continuity, being able to reach and to know when to reach out and tag your partner. You don't just tag out when you're in trouble.
No, that's not good teamwork. Or good tactics either. The smaller of the Shadows trying to tag out to his team partner there, but Casey stopped that.
Oh, we got a false tag going here now. The referee being distracted by Shadow number 2, and SD comes back in without a tag.
Well, that move really surprised me, because I didn't expect to see Casey and Jones make a move like that behind the referee's back, quite honestly.
Well, the referee's not supposed to allow it, Alfred. If you don't see it, you don't allow it.
And he's a bit late making them change, because the damage has already been done, quite honestly.
You know, the rule is very clear on that. If you see the tag, fine. If you don't see it, whether it's made or not, you don't allow it.
No, and he should have made that decision a lot earlier, having noticed that the wrong man was in the ring.
He missed it. He didn't make it. Right now, Scotty having a good time. He and Special Delivery Jones at the expense of the Shadows, but we know how quickly things can turn around.
They really can. Both these wrestlers, SD Jones and Casey, have a lot of experience. I don't know about the Shadows because I don't know who they are. But the big Shadow certainly looks as if he knows his wrestling.
Yeah, but he didn't do his homework. He just rammed SD's head into the corner. He loves that. SD Jones exploding with lefts and rights. The southpaw drops him with a big roundhouse job.
Tremendous left by SD Jones there. Nice tag made by the Casey Jones team. And still going to town on that left arm.
Tag a man and outside.
Referee telling SD to get outside. He knows to get outside.
Yes. He was on his way.
Look out. Drop down by the big guy. Oh! A knee from Shadow number 1 on the outside, right into the kidney area.
And a very weak warning by the referee, too. He hardly said anything to the other Shadow. I wouldn't say there's any bias here at all, but he doesn't seem to be giving the team of Casey and Jones a fair chance.
Well, when you're Shadows were having a rough time early on in the match, but now the pendulum has swung once more, and Scott Casey and Special Delivery Jones are the ones who are in. You're in trouble as well, aren't you? Not working, is it?
I can hear somebody on there.
Hasn't been the same since the football. We'll be back in just a moment.
job here. Well, not doing it well, I should say. Good knee by the Shadow.
Yo, who's on the phone?
No, I can't get anybody on the phone.
Hello. Hey, Jack. Hey, it's Jack Lanza. No wonder you didn't want to talk to that goof that sits next to me here. Yeah, the mystery what? Yeah.
What?
No, we got to get back to ringside. I'll talk to you later on, Jack.
Give me
Just
that.
call me at home. Look out, backbreaker coming up. Oh, well executed.
What a good backbreaker by
Could
the
be all
Shadow.
over. SD in to make the save.
And good job he did, because I think the Shadows had Casey exactly where they wanted him just then.
No tag once again made on the part of the Shadows this time.
Referee not really doing his job here. Or not doing it well, I should say. Good knee by the Shadow, and they've got Casey in a lot of trouble.
Oh, it came right up with a headbutt out of nowhere. Desperation move. He's looking to find his own corner. He hasn't found it. Irish whip into the corner by the Shadow. Nobody home. Came right down on the sternum, right on that top turnbuckle.
I think he hit his chin as well, Gorilla, at the same time. However, he seems to recover sufficiently.
There's a tag made. The referee did not see it. And no tag made on the other side. He doesn't see this either.
So now let us see what this referee does now. Oh. Good teamwork by the Shadows there, although very dubious teamwork, but still excellent teamwork. Now look at the referee.
Foot on the ropes as he kicked out as well. Dangerous.
Nice defensive move by Casey. At least his mind isn't scrambled, even if his body has taken a lot of punishment.
Oh, that looked to be kind of low.
Right into the abdomen.
Casey in trouble.
Yes, he saw he was in the wrong corner there and hastily got away from that.
Well, there's two Shadows in the ring now. Look at that. That was a nice long tag.
Yes, it was really.
From the tag corner to the neutral corner, he made the tag. Give me a break, ref. Casey now trying to get the mask off of the Shadow. Take a look and see who's under there. Nope.
Casey should be concentrating on getting back to his own corner, quite honestly. He's been in trouble for some time now.
Well, he is, in fact, trying to do that. He had an opportunity several times and didn't take advantage of it. Might live to regret that. Oh, nice suplex, well executed. SD in once again.
And that leaves both Shadows to attack Casey once more. Casey has taken a tremendous amount of punishment.
Bear hug. Thought maybe we were going to see a belly-to-belly suplex here, but maybe that's not in the repertoire.
It may not be, but it would have been a devastating move, just as you say, Gorilla. Sometimes it's easy for us to call them on the outside, but difficult to do on the inside.
Shadow number 2 or shadow number 1 or 3 or 4 or who knows. I can remember a number of years ago here in the World Wrestling Federation, we had a team called the Executioners.
Yes.
And believe me, there was more than 2 of them.
Look at Casey, he's trying to distract the Shadow by undoing his mask, and I'm sure the Shadow's going to have to let go of that hold. In fact, he achieved his purpose, but he still hasn't made that all-important tag.
He's hung up right now in the middle of nowhere. SD moving down the line to see what he can do about it, but really nothing at this particular point in time. I told you the tide would turn in this one, Alfred. Earlier on, Casey and SD really had their own way. Inverted atomic drop, nailed him with it. Now's a chance to make the tag.
He has a really good chance here, but is he strong enough?
Well, he's teetering in the wrong direction. Now he sees SD. Didn't get there.
No, he took everything out of himself, making that inverted atomic drop there. Shadow's really suffering. Maybe Casey's hurt him more than we think.
Another tremendous shot by our number 5, a handheld, right up there, right in the demilitarized zone with that camera.
Casey going for that tag. He's very close.
He's going to make it. Yes. SD in as the Boston Garden goes bananas. And SD unloading. Look out, Irish whip. Wow.
There was a lot of
he's got both
endurance and strength, and he really is on fire, Gorilla. Look at this.
Abdominal stretch, he wrapped him up. He doesn't have that bottom leg hooked.
The other Shadow's still in the ring.
Look out. Oh. That's an automatic disqualification in my book.
Really, he should never have been there. I don't know where this referee is or what he's doing, but he has lost control now.
All 4 men inside. Well, now there's only 3 of them, as they've doubled up on Special Delivery Jones. Casey went hard out to the concrete. Look at this now. Look out. Bombs away. There's knee grabs. And a Shadow goes on. Hooks him underneath. 1, 2, he got it. Pandemonium explodes here in Beantown as SD really pulled this one out of the fire.
The winners of this bout, the team of Scott, Casey, and SD Jones.
What a tremendous upset. Casey and Jones not favored at all to win this match.
Let's go back and take a look at the explosion here. Shadows had SD set up.
Completely up their mercy.
The little guy couldn't hold him.
No, he couldn't. The power of SD Jones and the quick thinking of SD Jones really made this match for them.
Referee happened to be in the right place at the right time with that one. On to victory here in Beantown, Special Delivery Jones and Scott Casey. We're going to be seeing a whole lot more of that team in the months to come here in the World Wrestling Federation. We'll be back. Well, maybe we see the makings of a new team here in Special Delivery Jones and Scott Casey. Talking about teams, we have coming up next, Brain, right here on Prime Time this Thursday. Oh, just about everybody that's in your family.
Just about.
You know,
There's
it's
7 members.
an unusual 8-man tag team matchup. It's got race.
Don't tell them who.
Oh, okay.
Allow me to tell them.
Be my guest. Well,
this is the wrong paper.
Bundy.
Race. Yes.
Hercules.
Yes.
And the latest.
The Ravishing Rick Rude. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, well, why didn't you say that?
Because I can never get anything out around here. I get my cues are wrong. This thing's broke. You're playing football behind my back. You have guests come on, they walk in and out.
That's what the program is all about.
You want me to quit. I know that.
Me want you to quit?
You want me out of here.
When?
See?
There's no, you don't have to speak a foreign language on this program. We know what it's all about.
I don't speak.
Coming up, unusual 8-man tag team matchup right here on Prime Time Wrestling. We'll be back in a moment. That the Brain was just a liar, that's all. It's a simple fact. 8-man tag. What is it?
I was going to introduce the 8-man tag.
Be my guest, go ahead.
8-man tag coming up, featuring the Bobby Heenan family. Not all the members, but 4 of them. King Kong Bundy, Hercules, the King Harley Race, and Ravishing Rick Rude.
None of whom have a single cut on this Pile Driver album.
No, they don't, because they didn't come up with the
They
right
don't have
money
any
for
talent.
me. I'm on the album.
You
I
are?
sing.
You do not.
I do too. You want to hear me sing?
No, please. Let's go to ringside.
I don't mind.
This is a 1-fall 8-man tag team bout. Introducing first the team accompanied by their manager, Bobby the Brain Heenan, at a combined weight of 1,148 pounds, the King Harley Race, Hercules, Ravishing Rick Rude, and King Kong Bundy. Their opponents, at a total weight of 929 pounds, Brady Boone. His tag team partners, Dusty Wolf, Rudy Ryder, and S.D. Jones.
Well, I don't like the chances of Wolf, Boone, Ryder, and Jones in this one.
Say what we need right now is for all the out-of-shape, funky-looking men in the building to keep the noise down while I take my robe off so that the ladies can let their imaginations run wild.
Does that include you and I, Luscious John, or what?
Well, I think you better be quiet, Mr. Monsoon, and see what this man has to
I know what he looks like.
This man, look at that physique. Look at that physique on Ravishing Rick Rude. Bobby Heenan's latest claim to fame. His latest, look at these women here. Look at the tattooed lady.
Yeah.
Do you think, what do you mean, yeah? You recognize her?
No, but it's...
She a former member of the Monsoon fan club at one time?
No, but I think that that particular kind of lady would get turned down by the Ravishing One.
I would certainly think so. I think she's been turned on by a drill press at one time, too, in her life. All right, here we go. Hercules Hernandez in there against
Dusty Wolf.
Dusty Wolf.
Herc with that awesome power.
Oh, yes.
Of course, you know, the Heenan family short one member now because just recently, Mr. Wonderful said sayonara.
I wonder why.
You wonder why?
Yeah, is there any reason behind that, or he just...
He saw the light.
He saw the light of what? The silvery moon?
Well, he saw that the brain was just a liar, that's all. It's a simple fact the guy is a liar. I'll tell you, another huge member, the biggest member of the Heenan family, has a few choice words to give us all. So let's right now go to Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant is very proud of the Bobby Heenan family.
Well, a man of few words. He's proud of the Heenan family.
Well, that's not nice to hear as we see Ravishing Rick Rude here with a tremendous slam at the hands of the, not the Red Rider, but Rudy Rider. Look at the physique on this Ravishing Rick Rude. And come to think of it, Mr. Monsoon, do you know that your protege here, Bobby the Brain Heenan, is on your friend. Your friend, you guys are friends.
Colleague is the word.
Colleague out here, your fellow announcing friend.
Don't get hyper now.
He's on the cover of the WWF magazine.
I know that.
The October issue, 1987.
He's drummed that into me, I realize
I've never seen you in there on the cover. I've never seen you on the back end. I've never seen you up and down the fairway of the book.
No,
I think that's a tremendous honor for Bobby the Brain Heenan. And there are the many fans out there in the October issue. You will see Bobby Brain Heenan on the cover.
Well, I congratulate him on making the cover of the magazine. However, there still leaves a lot to be desired. Let me tell you that. I'm glad you toned down a little this week. Last week
I
you
am very upset.
Last week you almost walked off the platform.
Listen, I had an airplane. It was so late the thing still didn't come in. I am very upset with some of these airplanes. They're driving me berserk. Just like I am watching this Rick Rude manhandle Rudy Rider.
Look out. The Ravishing One going to the top turnbuckle. S.D. Jones shouting to his partner.
Oh!
Late. He nailed him.
Man, did he ever nail him.
Down for the cover. Could be all over. No.
No, not yet.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I want to tell you something. Doesn't this guy resemble a Burt Reynolds or a Tom Selleck to you?
Yeah,
really,
he reminds me of Selleck, yes, not Burt Reynolds.
Selleck.
Selleck, yes.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds,
Don't make the guy Croatian. Tom Selleck. You know, the guy from the Hawaii deal over there?
I understand what you're talking about.
Now, how about the other guy here with the red T-shirt on? This Ryder. Who's he remind you of?
Doesn't remind me. He reminds me of a guy that's getting squashed like a grape right now.
Well, that's exactly true.
Look out. The big guy comes in. King Kong Bundy.
This, I'll tell you, the
fast food king.
I'll tell you, this Heenan family is awesome. Man.
Avalanche!
Oh!
Nailed him with it.
Man, hold the phone, Grandma.
Look at S.D. Jones, the look on his face. He knows it's all over.
He doesn't want in that ring. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want in that ring either. Oh!
Roundhouse right drops him right to the canvas.
You know, the old expression, being beat with an ugly stick, I said would certainly apply right here.
Look out.
Oh! Man.
I believe it's over. He wants a 5 count. He could have a 55 count. It wouldn't make any difference. Once he drops that number on you, bye-bye, Charlie.
The winners of this bout, the team of King Kong Bundy, Ravishing Rick Rude, Hercules, and the King.
Very impressive victory. Right now, let's go to another colleague of mine, Mr. Craig DeGeorge, along with the former Olympian, Ken Patera.
on my arm. You're all responsible. You're trying to destroy me. Well, I'm going to tell you, you're not going to get the job done. I've faced adversity before. I've been down and out before. But I'll come back, and I'll tell you something, boys. I'm going to rid the World Wrestling Federation of all of you. One by one, you're all going to go down.
Despite all the adversity you have faced, and certainly we all know it has been a tremendous amount, you have just continued the pursuit and the diligence, and I speak for a lot of people saying we all admire you for that pursuit.
I'll tell you, I've been a winner all my life in amateur sports, collegiate, Olympic Games, Pan American Games, everything. The toughest thing I've ever done is professional wrestling. I've expected pitfalls and roadblocks. But I'll tell you, Weasel, you think you're going to get rid of Ken Patera? You're sadly mistaken. You can get me down for a while, but I'll guarantee you one thing, I'll always be back.
Ken, this obviously the latest obstacle for you to overcome.
That's right. The doctors repaired it. They surgically attached the tricep tendon, but I'm going to tell you something. Every time I hit one of the Weasel family members, break their watermelon heads. You know what this is called? This cast is called the Weasel Whacker. That's right, Weasel Whacker. And remember, Weasel, you're going to get whacked, boy.
Weasel Whacker indeed. Not only a Weasel Whacker, a Bundy Whacker, a Race Whacker, a Rude Whacker. You guys are going to get whacked all over the place.
Oh, he thinks he's funny. He thinks he's really funny. Well, I'm not the
He's
one in the
serious.
cast.
He's
Oh,
not
of
funny.
course he is. But I'm not the one in the cast. Patera's the one wearing the cast. He's the one that, matter of fact, that may come in handy. You can use it to rub it up and down along the bars when he wants something.
What bars? He's already paid his debt to. Give me a break.
He'll be back
You know,
in.
there wasn't much competition for that 8-man tag team match. I would have liked to seen on the other side perhaps Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, Kenny Patera, Billy Jack, and Bam Bam. That would make some competition for that foursome that you put out there.
I had offered that match to
Highly
the promotion.
unlikely.
And they wouldn't sign. Nope, they said, we're not getting into it with the Heenan family. They said, separating those guys, the guy get killed.
We'll be back in just a moment with
Betty
the
is
$1
bringing
Million
me a
Man,
phone.
Ted DiBiase. Miss Betty.
Just like you're poor, I am very, very...
You know, Brain, I don't even know why we devote any time, any valuable time on primetime wrestling to this despicable piece of garbage referring to Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. I'm going to see if we can't in the future just keep him off the program.
If you try anything like that, I guarantee you he'll buy USA Network.
He will, huh?
Everything's got a price.
Let's further look into the mischievous doings of the $1 Million Man.
Do you have a price? Well, my next guest has been claiming you do. Introducing the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Ted, I want to...
You've said enough, you've said enough. Well, 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 Virgil. Here we are in the fruit-picking capital of the country. And as you all know, you don't make very much money picking fruit. And it's obvious as I look around this building tonight that we're in the midst of a very poor, poor crowd. And as you all already know, just like you're poor, I am very, very rich. That's right, I am loaded. And you know what that means? I'm rich, you're poor, and that makes me better than each and every one of you. And you know something else? It doesn't matter whether you're young or old. To all you kids out there are just like your parents. You know, father like son, mother like daughter. You've all got a price for the $1 Million Man too, and I'm gonna prove it right here, right now, because I'm gonna give some young person out there the opportunity
to make some money from the $1 Million Man. That's right. I want somebody to do some push-ups. Now, who wants to do some push-ups for the $1 Million Man? Let me see the hands, all you kids out there who want to do some push-ups for the $1 Million Man. Well, look at all those hands, Virgil. Okay, right over here. Right there. That's it, bring him up here. Right up here. That's it. Do you want to make some money from the $1 Million Man?
Yes.
You can do some push-ups for me? All right, get down there. Let me see how many push-ups you can do. Cool. 8 push-ups, not too bad. Well, I tell you what I'm gonna do, kid. I'm gonna give you 1, no, I'm gonna, 2, no, Virgil, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $300, kid, and you look like you could use $300. I bet you and your parents both could use 300 bucks. I'll give you 300 bucks if you can get down there and give me 10 push-ups. Now get down there and give me 10 push-ups. 1, 2. Didn't get the 10 now, did we? But we gave it a real good try, didn't we?
I did my best.
He did his best. But he didn't get the 10. He didn't get the 10. What do you think, Virgil? Did he earn the $300? You know what, Virgil? I'm going to have to agree with you because you see, kid, doing your best just ain't good enough for the $1 Million Man. You don't get the money. You know what else? You're just like all of these other people in this crowd. As well as being poor, you're all a bunch of suckers. That was disgusting.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Family needs the money like that, and that kid can't gut out 1 extra push-up.
How do you know the family needs the money?
Well, you could tell the kid only had half a pair of pants on.
The kid did every push-up he could possibly. I'd like to see DiBiase get down there and do 10 push-ups.
For a kid?
For anybody.
Boy, a family are probably sitting home on rented furniture, springs are sticking out, the arms are worn, and all they asked Junior here to do was do 10 push-ups.
For a fact. You don't know that. Maybe the youngster wanted to make some extra money. What's wrong with that?
What would he buy with it? What a 9-year-old kid would do with 300 bucks? Buy an 8-year-old girl?
Yeah, obviously, you haven't gone out and bought anything lately.
Oh, I buy a lot of things.
Deep pockets. We'll be back in just a moment.
Kid
Right
just
here
couldn't
on
gut
Prime
one
Time.
out.
Brain, I want you to pay very close attention to this match. I understand that this is the final swan song for Duke Doherty.
He's retiring from wrestling?
He's retiring from the ring.
Well, I know where he can pick up 300 bucks real easy.
Yeah, if he can do 10 push-ups, right?
Sure.
What a piece of garbage he is. You'd probably like him to be out here with you.
Hey.
$1 Million Man.
Virgil could be standing right there.
Yeah, right there.
Go get me coffee and stuff.
We're going to be joining this match in progress. Let's go to Beantown, to the Boston Garden, as Duke Doherty does his thing.
And that's a shame.
Well, I don't know. Disqualification may have been in order here.
Well, he still hasn't had time to take his jacket off, and the referee
Didn't
seems
even
to be
finish his
somewhat
poem.
remiss. No, he didn't.
Get a chance to finish his poem. The Leaper still in there with his ring attire on and all over him just like a new suit. The Duke.
Well, I'm surprised at the referee here because he's not showing any authority at all. This is quite ridiculous to carry on in such a fashion.
Fans are literally in awe here in Boston Garden. Look at this now. Drapes it right over his head so he's blinded. Can't see anything that's coming at him. I don't know, this guy of late has joined the broadcasting ranks, Alfred, and I understand that he doesn't really know what he wants to be when he grows up.
But I know something, if he's not careful, he's going to be disqualified here. And he should have been, quite honestly, at the outset of this, because Poffo still doesn't have that jacket off. And now he's using it to strangle him with.
Come on, referee, show a little authority in there. Do something, even if it's wrong.
Well, a little belatedly, he's counting the Duke before disqualifying him.
Well, the damage has already been done.
It really has. It looks as if he's going for some type of suplex, but no, he's backed into the corner.
Front face lock on there right now as Lanny sort of trying to regroup here, catch his breath, and find out what's going on.
Well, after that initial onslaught, Poffo is getting a little breathing time now, so he may recover, which is good.
He's outlauded now with a couple of right hands. And trapped in the corner, the Duke with nowhere to go. Poffo with a reverse head scissors going to bring him right out of there. There it is. Lanny's still trying to catch his breath, Alfred.
Yes, he is. And once he catches his breath, I'm afraid it's not going to augur too well for the Duke of Dorchester.
Wants to be referred to now as Duke Doherty.
Yes.
Doesn't want to be called the Duke anymore.
No. He may have bruising and brawling tactics, but...
Drop kick of beauty, caught him right in the kisser.
I was going to say, he may have the bruising and brawling tactics off, but his wrestling skills are considerably off.
I thought maybe he'd show a little bit more respect with your lordship here in presence. You know, after all,
peerage and nobility.
Yeah, he didn't show any at all. None, zero.
No, absolutely.
Now he's looking for a little mercy. After he did the damage, now he wants to be friends now. He's about 6 bricks short of a full load, I think.
Yes, I don't think the elevator reaches the top floor.
No, definitely not. A little test of strength here.
Yeah.
Plants one down in the lower abdomen area.
Oh,
nice maneuver.
What a nice move there by Poffo.
Spinning turnaround, but the Duke realized exactly where he is, placed his foot on that bottom rope. That'll constitute an automatic break, and it does.
That was an old European-style move that Poffo made there.
Haven't seen that in a long time.
No. And he executed it so well. But it doesn't make much difference to the Duke. He wouldn't know the finesse points of wrestling anyway.
No, definitely not. Want to see another good one right here. Reverse cross scissors. Got it. Got the leverage and took him over. Look, he doesn't know where he is.
He certainly does.
He thought he was in Alaverdi's cheese shop over in the north end somewhere. Or maybe at the back door of Joe Techi's. They won't let him in the front door. Step over toe hold by the Duke.
He went into the move rather nicely, but he doesn't seem to be able to put the right pressure on there. He's leaving that left leg, or the right leg, I should say, of Poffo free, and that's a mistake.
Well, he stepped over with the wrong leg, Albert. That's what put him in that predicament to begin with. Of course, now he doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
No, he lost his balance there, too. Poffo, I believe, is beginning to enjoy himself.
Hung on to that arm, took him over nicely over the top. Look at the bridge. Oh, and all the way over with it. That'll change the momentum. Look at the grapevine. Pinning combination coming up here. Oh, foot's on the rope once again. Lucked out again.
He really did. Poffo has executed some moves that I haven't seen him try or attempt before, and he's doing them extremely well. I think he's using the Duke as a sort of a practice object.
He's dangerous because he's so unorthodox.
That's true.
Never know what he's going to do or when he's going to do it. Elbow downstairs, catches the Duke wide open. That'll leave you gasping for a few breaths.
Look at the face of it.
He could use an orthodontist as well.
Using the referee as a bit of cover there.
Jam-packed here in Beantown, this World Wrestling Federation extravaganza. All slingshot. Leaping Lanny Poffo now back in control.
Lanny is such a likable young man, but when he gets in that ring, he's all business.
Doesn't take much to get him bent out of shape. Oh,
no.
Drove him nose first, right down into the canvas. Look at that, a rolling cradle, and once again saved by the ropes.
They are very risky moves by the Duke there, because the referee, one time he's not going to sight that foot on the ropes, and he can count him out.
The Duke, with a thumb in the eye, gains control once again. Where's he going? He doesn't know where he's going.
Another knee for good measure. I think he's going to try and go through. Look at Poffo setting him up.
He certainly is.
Oh, I love that.
Lanny was going to get up, and then he changed his mind because the Duke wasn't looking at him.
Look at him.
Now he kips up. Oh, trapped up there in the middle of nowhere. Halfway across the ring with a big slam.
Oh, great move by Poffo.
And a front flip could be all over. 2 count, no. Duke came right out the back door.
A little bit of brute strength there. Saved the day for the Duke.
Referee was right there, but another duck in from underneath. 2 count, no. Right shoulder came up.
Lanny trying to put it down again. Lanny set him up beautifully for that slam off the top rope there.
Once again with the finger in the eye. The Duke at times seems to be impervious to pain, Alfred.
Yes, I think he is, and
I think that's because he's brain dead. I don't know, I'm not sure.
Well, he shrugs off punishment. He must be in very good physical condition to be able to last like this.
Front face lock. He may be doing a little choking underneath there as well. Lanny's about to turn this around.
He is, and I thought Lanny was going to pick him up in a reverse slam there, but Lanny wants to give him just a little of what he's been giving. Which
Irish
the Duke
whip
has been giving
coming
him.
up. Put his head down.
What a kick.
What a beauty. That was a 53-yard field goal. Right up the middle and through the uprights.
It was like an explosion. I heard that resoundingly from here.
Lanny about all done playing around here.
I think so. I think Lanny's fed up with the Duke now.
Hard into the corner. Look at this monkey flip. Beauty.
A lot of strength in those legs of Lanny.
Setting him up once again with an Irish whip. Backdrop, nailed him with it. Just about ripe for the pickings right now, the Duke is.
And Lanny really going to town on him. Little slam, placing him exactly where he wants him.
Going up for that big backflip. Oh, the Duke brought his knees up right at the last moment.
What a good move there by the Duke. One would hardly expect it of him, but that was really an excellent move the Duke of Dorchester made there. Lanny may be a little bit too hasty in his decision to try and finish him off then.
Slam coming up. And the Duke now going to work on that lower abdomen area that's already been injured.
Going for another slam.
Backbreaker. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, it's over. What an upset.
A tremendous upset victory. I don't know whether he deserves it, but he certainly earned it and worked hard for it.
Well, Leaping Lanny Poffo may end up with a cracked rib here.
The winner of this bout, the Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty.
Duke Doherty with a very impressive victory here in Beantown. You can hear the boos from this capacity crowd as Leaping Lanny Poffo may have fractured a rib, Alfred.
Yes, I'd like to look at that again.
Here it comes.
See what exactly happened here. He picked him up for the
I think that
backbreaker.
the rib was severely injured
Yes.
on the leap off the top rope when he brought his knee up.
I think
that
that's
was
what
the
happened
beginning
there,
of it.
definitely.
Got the 3 count, though.
Because it certainly wasn't that sloppy backbreaker that nailed him there.
It certainly was not. Take a good look. The Duke, Doherty, victorious here over Leaping Lanny Poffo. Plenty more still to come. We'll be back. Well, if in fact that was the final match for the Duke, Doherty, in his professional career, he certainly went out in a blaze of glory, getting a victory over Leaping Lanny Poffo. Actually, Lanny Poffo beat himself, really.
Well, see, for when he slammed the Duke off the top rope, he didn't go in to cover him. He walked around. Then when he did the move off the top rope and he got his ribs hurt, he just wasn't using his head. You got to use your brains. Got to use your brains.
Like the King does.
King's always thinking. Regardless of what you say about the crown being too tight, he's always thinking.
It's not only the crown being too tight. I know for a fact that that piece of garbage that he wears and calls a royal robe was stolen from the prop department in the Beacon Theater.
It was not.
Well,
Never was in the Beacon Theater.
Well, I beg to differ with you. There's a little label right inside there. I saw it one time when I was doing an interview with him.
Why are you going through people's private belongings, looking at labels?
That's not private. That's community property. Is it not? We'll be back in just a moment with our feature.
Labels.
Brain, I don't care what kind of ring experience the King has. He's in there with the most unpredictable man in professional wrestling today, and probably the most dangerous.
You know, he's about that far from being suspended and fined at every given moment. But no,
Why do you want to say that about the King?
No, I'm talking about the animal, George Steele.
Well,
I mean, they fine, they put on probation a one-man gang, but no, they would steal, eat turnbuckles, smash rings. He's a very, very dangerous animal.
Well, why would you even consider signing a contract with him?
Because the only way you're going to
Let's
get
go to ringside.
You want me to explain it or not?
This next bout is scheduled for 1 fall. Soon to be making his way to the ring area, the King, Harley Race.
Hello once again, everyone. Bruce Pritchard at ringside, along with Mike McGirt. Here in Rockford, Illinois, at the Metro Center is the King. Harley Race makes his way into the ring.
And soon to be entering the ring area, his opponent from Detroit, Michigan, weighing 288 pounds, George the Animal Steele.
Capacity crowd on hand here in Rockford, Illinois. Mike is the Animal. George Steele makes his way to the ring to battle the King.
No doubt who's there, who's the crowd's favorite here. And
Yes,
he's ready.
Indeed, and the Animal now chasing the King outside of the ring. And the Animal is definitely a man to be feared inside that squared circle.
Feared, and every time he walks into the ring, he's on the borderline of suspension, Bruce. He's just right on a fine line of being suspended or just barely kept in the ring.
A tough and unorthodox competitor as the Animal goes to work on Harley Race in the corner as the referee stops the Animal and the King going to work, taking full advantage. Harley Race now has the Animal, looks as if he may be going for a pile driver. He has him up. And
Good
pile
grief.
driver.
That guy is strong to be picking up that man.
Harley Race, a wily ring veteran, knows the inside. He goes for the big headbutt, but misses.
Just in time. As the Animal is trying to regroup, he's got headache number 1.
Now the Animal, George Steele, also a ring veteran with a big clothesline, and he has the King wondering exactly where he is. And the animal looks like maybe he's having some dinner on the Harley's. Race's head and Race over the top rope and onto the floor. The animal now a little bit confused as the referee cautions him to stay in the ring. Harley Race now making his way back into the ring, and the animal right after him.
Bruce, you know that Harley is a member of the so-called Heenan family, and you don't see him anywhere around, and I wonder why that is.
Well, Bobby the Brain Heenan, conspicuous by his absence, is Harley Race out on his own, battling the animal George Steele, and not doing too well at this point, Mike.
No, and as far as the family, it doesn't look too close-knit.
And Harley Race now hanging from that top rope, and the animal helped him on the way down. This capacity crowd here in Rockford really getting behind George the Animal Steele.
That's tarnishing the crown a little bit, wouldn't you think, Bruce?
Indeed, Harley Race shaking the cobwebs from his head, trying to get back in the ring, and the animal that time introduces Harley to that hard ring post. Side headlock, and that time Harley Race reversed it through the animal into the turnbuckle. Knee into the midsection by the King. And Harley Race now has the animal on the ropes as the referee cautioning Race, and Race, a Wiley Ring veteran, as we said before, knows the rules and knows the break right at that 4 count.
Oh, and then another one of them. There's where you don't have, that's not a wrestling move. Biting, but that's the animal. He's hungry. Oh, gosh.
And Race sends the animal over the top rope, but the animal drags the King right out on the floor with him. And George Steele looked as if he was going to ram the King into the timekeeper's table, but Harley, pardon the pun, turned the tables on the animal.
Yeah, turn the tables and use it on his head. Oh, and look at this. The chair. I'm safer here. I like this job better than being where they are right now, or the referees, to tell you that.
Yes, indeed, the animal now with the steel chair trying to even the score with the King, Harley Race.
Oh my, Bruce, look.
Hercules in from behind, attacking the animal, George Steele, and it's a 2-on-1 situation, not good for the animal.
I wonder if that was a tactic of Mr. Heenan to send part of the other family member in to help. Oh.
May very well be. Right now, Cowboy Scott Casey coming down for the rescue.
Look at this, Bruce. Oh.
Leaping Lanny, Poffo, and the King, Harley Race, and Hercules dispose of Casey and Poffo immediately. And once again, 2-on-1.
Absolutely, and the crowd is standing here. I want to get up and stand. I can't see, but they are really into this match.
Capacity crowd.
My God.
And now the Young Stallions. Paul Roman, Jim Powers going to work on Hercules and the King. There you see Jim Powers going to work on Harley Race, and King Kong Bundy enters.
If they're not careful, Bundy will make geldings out of these guys.
Indeed, Bobby Heenan and the Heenan family now. Hercules now, and here comes Bam Bigelow, and he's clearing the ring.
I love it, oh my goodness.
And the animal sends Harley Race over the top rope, and they have cleared the ring. George, the Animal Steele, Bam Bigelow, and Paul Roma in the ring, and the Heenan family heading for higher ground.
Going home to Dad, I'm sure.
Bobby Heenan's master plan may not have worked.
The winner of this bout, resulting from a disqualification, George the Animal Steele.
Hard-fought battle for the animal.
The winner of the match, the animal, George Steele.
Oh, no, Bruce. Bruce, look, he's going, there it is. He was starting to eat on Harley's arm. He's going to go for it. Oh, no.
And the customary ritual of the animal, George Steele, as he tears up the top turnbuckle. See Bam Bigelow and others who helped clear the ring and help the animal out in a very uneven situation. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Bruce Pritchard and Mike McGurk, don't you go away.
Why did you send
I'll
all those
tell you
guys
exactly.
in the ring?
Harley Race should not have been disqualified, the King. George Animal Steel went out and brought in a steel chair. So when he had Harley trapped in the corner with that steel chair, the King, the man that he is, didn't run. He just backed up into the corner. He could have left that ring, but he was hoping the referee do something. The referee was out of control. So what did I do? I had to send Hercules in there. It was justified.
Bundy?
Bundy I sent in after the other goons were already jumping him from behind. Casey, Poffo, the Young Stallions. Everything I did was justified. I will not answer for this one.
I understand that the King was rather upset at the end.
Yes, he was. He was very upset.
Went home with the short end of the money. You know,
I think that does to my percentage.
after you take your 65% of the loser's share.
How did you know I took 65? I mean,
It's common knowledge. It's common knowledge now that you really rake these guys over the coals.
You've been talking to Orndorff. He's a liar.
Well, folks, that wraps it up for another week here on Primetime Wrestling. Don't forget that hot item, that Pile Driver album, is on sale right now everywhere. And believe me, it is a hot item. If you can get your hands on one, you can consider yourself very fortunate. What
So's
is
my
it?
magazine on sale. Phone's working now. Everything's going my way.
It is, huh?
What a...
Boy, there's no conceit in your family. You got it all.
Well, I'm proud
Next week, right here on Primetime, we're going to be taking a look once again at the despicable individual, as I like to refer to him as the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. He will be our feature next week here on Primetime on our special Thursday editions. And yes, oh yeah, Gene's still here. Gene, stick around, we'll have some dinner. What is it? Can't you catch any? You don't have any athletic ability at all,
or
do you?
anything like that.
What are you here for? What
Now this
can
thing's
you
broke
do?
again.
It's too bad. Well, I thought
No,
you
it's
said
not too bad. What is he throwing a football at me for?
maybe he likes you. Maybe deep down inside he really has an outward liking for you.
Well, it's going to be
trying to
very hard
display
for him to do interviews from now on. 'Cause you know I'm going to take that football and shove it right down his throat.
Nothing ever ceases to amaze me here on Primetime Wrestling. Until next week, Gorilla Monsoon for the football stars saying so long, everybody.
I jam my thumb.
Too bad.